Lego Movie 2 video game part, I can figure this out, I can count 5, and if you are in the level selection menu and you actually go up, you can find a couple of levels that are throwback worlds to the original Lego Movie and the original Lego Movie game. So this is the Old West, and as you do the main story levels, more of these will unlock. So this one we're going to is pretty not really useful. It's just kind of another tutorial area, and there's absolutely no reason to come up here for the main quest. This is all just side stuff that you can do later on, wander around, and there are 25 of these Master Builder bricks in each area, in each of these throwback worlds. We also get a selfie camera, of all things. I don't know why everything is so obsessed with adding one of these. I know World of Warcraft like a year ago maybe added one, and that was kind of interesting, and now this game's got one too, but it's kind of cool. You can take some pretty cool looking pictures. This ice cream cone wants us to take a picture of him, so we'll do that, and then we're going to head right on back where we came and never come back here again. And this will let us know we can come through the Explorer world or return to the story, and we want to return to the story.
We should keep searching the galaxy for our friends, but it might be... We arrived on a strange jungle world in the Systar system.
So this is another one of the longer worlds that we're going to have to go through. I think this level took me around 30 minutes, and I split that up into 2 parts, of course. There's going to be a chest back here we can come into and open up, and as I've said before, you really want to open these when you see them. It's just they give you tons of studs, even though studs really don't play a part in the main quest unless you start opening collectible stuff, and mostly it's just that they give you a ton of different colored bricks, and that ensures that you really don't have to worry about them ever again. We also want to keep an eye out on our minimap there for more of the Master Builder bricks. In this world we're going to need 14 of them, and if you think you can't really see one, you probably can. Like this one is just hidden under the water there. We can see the sparkling colors, and that'll let us dive underwater to get to it. And this world in particular seemed probably among the easier ones to find these bricks. Well, okay, no, that's not true. There's another easier one later on where they're just kind of floating. Like you can almost look down a row of fences and just see 3 of them floating on top of fence posts. So that's interesting. Anyway, there's one on top of that thing. I'm not actually sure how to get that one, but it doesn't matter because we can get the rest of them no problem throughout the world. I thought maybe I might be able to jump up here, but no, I just keep sliding off. So I'm sure there's some other... Maybe we have to wait till the end of the game when we get a very cool item to help us with that one. But either way, we can ignore it for now. There are going to be a couple of these strange swamp creatures. And, you know, it kind of goes to... As much as I've complained about this game in the previous 3 or however many videos, the environments look cool. I really like the swamp Lego environment. I think they did a really good job with that. It's just, that's about all they did a good job with. And as I said in one of the other videos, how this would be a really cool MMO. It would be a really cool MMO. I mean, come on, you can imagine walking around this with like 20 other people doing the same quest you are, and then you have a big bottle, or big boss battle. Big bottle. What the heck am I trying to say there? You have a big boss battle at the end of the level or something, and, you know, like a Lego raid? I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool. I don't think they'll ever make another Lego MMO, because I don't think it would actually work, but,
we'd need to make friends with the
hey, we can dream, right? I can dream that we're going to get a new Ratchet and Clank game, and some people can dream that Half-Life 3 will come out. Oh well, we gotta talk to this strange-looking tiki kind of guy. I don't really know if tiki's the right word there, but he wants us to get him some food, so we have to get some of this alien fruit that is over here. But first we have to worry about these kind of annoying swamp creatures yet again. They have 1 eyeball, and they are walking way over to us, so we just have to get rid of them if they jump onto us like that one did. Then we just mash the button that shows up on the screen, and once we finally get rid of them, we'll want to build a sprinkler. And it was a little bit strange because I was wondering, what else am I supposed to build here? And I was like, oh, I don't think any of this stuff. I need to go back, build a sprinkler so we can grow these plants and get the fruit up. And then once the star fruit looking thing drops, we'll want to pick it up and bring it on over to our alien friend. But first we're going to come get this chest again, and realistically you're probably not even going to have to get many of these chests in the game. It is just kind of cool to see an explosion of Legos. Something you kind of expect from a game like Path of Exile or something else, I don't know. But they did a pretty fun job making it interesting to open those chests, I guess. I don't think I missed many of them. If I saw them anyway. I missed a ton of them. I mean, it's not like I collected every single chest in this video series, but if I see one, I go get it because it's kind of fun to see how those studs come out. If that even makes any sense, I don't have any idea. So we get a hat for this guy, which will give us our mark of friendship, basically, and we'll want to put that on once we get up to the gate. And that'll allow us to get into the strange plant creature's home and allow us to continue on a little bit further into the level. So if we talk to him, he says, nope, you're a stranger, so we gotta head on over to the character menu and use the bumpers on the controller to move to the hat menu, which is on the left side, and there's a whole lot of other stuff here. It's just like, we can play as Vitruvius too, even. So anyway, we want to come on over to the hats and select the hat of friendship, put it on, and then talk to this guy again, and that's all he needs to let us in. And then we get to see even more cool places. I mean, it's a big giant tree now, and we get to climb it at first, so it's kind of fun. Like, I do think there is some good in this game. I just don't know why they removed all the other good to whatever. Anyway, we'll need to use a thumper, which is something we haven't really seen very much since it got introduced to us in the first level. And then the fireflies or glowing butterfly moth looking things are going to be landing on the tree trunk, so we'll just jump on over and get up to this platform. And then we're going to see a wall that is interestingly whited out there. We're going to be solving that a little bit later. And there's another hole for, not hole, but weird type of thing that's holding down our progress that we need to build the micromanager for. So pull out the micromanager, haven't seen that guy in a little bit either, and just mash the X button. And it's kind of strange aiming the micromanager because he's mostly automatic where he aims his destroyer tool thing, but you do have to kind of direct him a little bit. Oh, it looks like my editing software is glitching out here. Oh, it's coming back. Okay, that was weird. The video froze up, but I think it's still glitching out like crazy. Okay, well, we'll just go along with it. Just gotta keep on climbing the tree, and up here we'll want to build some sprinklers. And I thought it was a little bit weird in this game how most of the time when you needed to build something specific, they gave you a little raised platform with like a trim around it to let you know, hey, if you put it here, you'll cover everything. But every now and then there's something you have to do without that around it, and it's just kind of, it's not a problem at all, but it's kind of odd inconsistency when it comes to placing those things down. So I don't know. So this guy will let us get into the throne room if we get the throne back, but we also have to make the distraction device, and that will require us going into the builder page and then finding the blueprint for that. But I don't really know what menu I got into here. I'm a little bit confused as to how I got into this, but didn't really matter because I was looking around. I got lost. I was like, wait, that's not the builder page. I don't know how I got into that. So anyway, now we get into the builder page and then go to the object library, and then we can build the distractor, which is like that weird mouse machine, and that should let us get in here. And that's going to scare Kitty away a little bit, and then maybe knock her out of what she was doing before. The weird thing, this game really just did not explain very well your friends being taken and that all of them are under some kind of mind control. And I don't know, it was... the narrative in the game itself is not very good. Usually LEGO games are pretty good at following whatever material they're using for a game of that particular time, but this one just was not good at all. There's no dialogue, there's no just story, there's nothing. I mean, it's not until literally the very end where everything kind of makes sense, but up until the end, you have no idea why you're doing any of this. Well, we do get the paintbrush now, and we get to throw this at those blank colored bricks. Although I guess there's not really such a thing as a blank color, but anyway, you can just toss the paint at anything that has that kind of washed out look, and it's going to fill it in for you, and you'll just have to hit them a couple of times. Make sure to try to cover as many bricks as possible. And we're going to be using the paintbrush pretty regularly, actually. They make sure that we actually make use of this thing, so it's kind of cool. It reminds me of some of the wands in this older game, Blockland, and Blockland was pretty much the LEGO version of Minecraft, and I think Blockland was out before Minecraft, but it's kind of a sad story because the guy who made Blockland didn't do anything with it when he could have, and Minecraft and Roblox did everything with themselves, and that's why you probably have heard, especially if you're younger, you've heard of Minecraft and Roblox. You've probably never heard of Blockland, even though Blockland, I believe, was even before Roblox by like a month or something. I don't know. I don't know entirely. Maybe an alpha of one of them came out sooner than the other, but anyway, it just kind of reminds me of that game. I did like Blockland way back in the old years and years and years ago. These days, though, it's really no competition. You can't really beat Minecraft or Blockland if it comes to building, or Minecraft or Roblox is what I meant to say when it comes to building games. Anyway, we'll just want to paint in this gate here, and then we can walk on through. And sort of near end of the world is coming up for the first part anyway. Halfway. What I mean is halfway of the world is coming up. The end of it is coming up. The video ending is coming up. My goodness, I gotta think about what I'm gonna say a little bit more in the next video. And then we can head on over to the giant castle we see in the corner. Once again, we're going, not in the corner, the other side of the valley here, but anyway, once again, we're going to want to just keep an eye out for any more bricks that we might be able to keep an eye on. We are only halfway there when it comes to the number of master builder bricks that we need. And again, if there's one that isn't easy to get to, just forget it. Like that one up there, don't even worry about it. We'll find another one. If you want to come back and actually collect every single one of these later on, then I would strongly recommend that you wait until the end of the game. That will just make it a lot smoother, and you'll see why I don't really want to give away a whole lot, even though it is a LEGO game. It's not like it's possible to really spoil a LEGO game, but I don't know, maybe someone wants a surprise. So anyway, we want to head on over to the bottom of the Aztec looking temple here, talk to this other plant weird looking guy, and he's going to give us another blueprint, so we have to build the happy totem, and then after this one we'll have to build another totem, but this just means opening up the object library, going to our quest selection menu once again, and building that. So these actually need white bricks, and those were probably my least attained bricks in this game. I always had the least number of bricks that I owned was always the white ones, which was kind of interesting, especially this world. There's not really too many, as you can kind of tell. That's not the theme of the world. Anyway, to get the other blueprint or whatever this is, we'll want to pull out the Doomfists, and then we can come up here and destroy the unhappy totem, the angry totem, and that's what we're going to need, so we can head on back now. The one thing that did bug me in this game was just the movement in general, how it started out slow and then sped up. I don't really know why it has to start out slow. I wish I could just immediately start out as fast. You can build vehicles, and if you've noticed, I don't really do much of that because it's just kind of annoying having to pull out the menu, build the vehicle, and then keep track of it wherever I'm going. It's almost it probably isn't, but it feels just as fast just to walk there and not have to worry about watching the vehicle. And that's kind of an interesting thing about a ton of games, huge, because every game that comes out these days is open world. And every single one of them seems to have a horse or some kind of thing you can ride. You got Breath of the Wild, you got Red Dead Redemption, you got all the new Assassin's Creed games, even like Metal Gear Solid 5, right? And it's cool that you have a horse and it does help you get around the world, but I always end up not using them because it's just hard to keep track of the horse. When you call the horse, they always show up right behind you and you have to turn your camera around, you have to find them. They're always like trotting in front of you and running away from you, and it's, I don't know, in the long run it's probably quicker to deal with that to travel with the horse, but in the short run I don't like doing that, and it's just kind of annoying to me. I don't know, that's kind of a weird complaint, I guess, but it just makes me laugh how they put all these horses in these games and I end up never using them. In Breath of the Wild, at least with one of the DLCs, you can get a horse that you can call from anywhere, because before you have to keep track, like really good track of your horse. If your horse can't hear your whistle, then he's not going to come to you. Anyway, so we can get the moon to show on up here, and this is going to be half of the relics, I'm going to call them, that we have to unlock at this temple, and we of course open that just by painting the box in a couple of different places. And once we are done with that, we'll be able to head on down here and talk to him. So the end of this video is coming up. I'm going to continue this walkthrough on in the next one, where we're going to get the sun, which is the other relic that we'll need for the temple.
Huh?